If you've ever wondered how labs keep super delicate stuff alive and legit for years, meet the deep freezer, also called a ULT, or ultra-low temperature freezer. These beasts run between -40 and -86 degrees Celsius, and they're basically time machines for biology. Here's what they're for. First, sample storage. Blood, tissue, DNA, RNA, cell pellets. Anything a researcher might need to revisit without it turning into biological soup. Second, reagent storage. Enzymes, antibodies, chemicals that lose their mojo at normal freezer temps. And third, vaccines that need ultra-cold to stay potent. If you've heard about cold chains, this is the last stop on that train. So, how do these things get that cold without magic? They use a Cascade refrigeration system. Think of it as two fridges tag-teaming. Stage 1 uses a refrigerant that works warmer to pre-cool the second stage. Stage 2 uses a different refrigerant designed for the ultra-cold part. Each stage has a compressor to squeeze the refrigerant, a condenser to dump heat into the room air, and an evaporator to suck heat out of the cabinet. Heat flows from hot to cold, and the freezer keeps forcing that flow, step by step, until your samples are chilling at -80. All that cold would leak away without serious insulation. The walls are thick, the gaskets seal tight, and the door usually has inner doors to keep cold air from falling out every time you open it. The thermostat, really a controller tied to sensors, constantly checks temperature and tells the compressors when to kick on or relax. Because what's inside matters, you also get alarms. Temperature alarm if it drifts high, door open alarm if someone forgets to shut it, and power failure alert so you can respond before samples warm up. Many units have battery backup for the control panel, remote notifications, and ports for CO2 or LN2, emergency cooling, if the power is out for a long time. Key parts in plain English. The compressor is the muscle, the condenser is the radiator on the back or top that dumps heat to the room, so don't block it. The evaporator is the cold coil hidden in the cabinet that pulls heat from your samples. The thermostat controller is the brain, reading sensors and cycling power. And insulation is the winter coat that makes all that effort worth it. To use one right, I label and inventory everything, pack samples in boxes, and keep a map so I can grab what I need fast. I set the set point, usually -80 for general work, lock it, and let it stabilize before loading. I batch my opens, in, out, door closed. Every minute the door is open is extra ice load the system has to fight. Maintenance is simple, but crucial. Vacuum the condenser filter monthly so airflow stays strong. Defrost, when ice creeps beyond a thin frost. Ice is insulation in the wrong place. Check door gaskets for cracks. Verify alarms and the backup battery during routine checks. And log temperatures daily. Trends tell you problems before failures do. Troubleshooting, quick hits. Slow pull down, clean the filter and give it ventilation space. Frost mountain, you're opening too often or gaskets leak. Warm alarm but compressors running non-stop. Room might be too hot. ULTs reject a lot of heat. Controller weirdness, confirm sensor placement and battery health. In short, a deep freezer preserves the future by freezing the present, safely, consistently, and crazy cold. Treat it right and it'll treat your samples like gold.